Alright everyone, welcome back again to more Tsukihime. Let's continue.
もしかして本当になかった。じゃあ茶道室は先輩が作った、いや学校側に作らせた謎の空き教室なんですか？
さあ、私には点でわからないお話みたいです。
Ciel suddenly becomes very interested in something outside the window.
いいけど別にどんな悪さをしても先輩は根っからの悪人じゃないし、誰にも迷惑はかけてないんだろうし。でも先輩の暗示ってそんなことまでできちゃうんですか？
ですから遠野くんのお話は点でわからないのでお答えできません。
I stare at her intently. A minute passes in uncomfortable silence.
割としつこいんですね、遠野くん。
別に先輩の目って青いんだなって見てただけですよ。
With a defeated sigh, Ciel finally gives in.
言っておきますが、暗示というものはそんなに都合のいいものじゃないんですよ。人を言いなりになんかできませんし、無理難題を通すこともできません。暗示とは物事の捉え方を変えるのではなく、そらすというのが大前提なんです。
So that's what you did to me.
私がいくら遠野くんはカレーが大好きと言い聞かせても、遠野くん本人がカレーが大嫌いならその暗示は成立しません。
あれ、そうなんですか？じゃあ本人が嫌がっていることは無効化される？
はい、まあそれでも遠野くんにカレーを食べてもらう方法はいくらでもありますけどね。例えば大好きだから食べるというのではなく、食べなければ死んでしまうと暗示をかければ。
ああ、なるほど。大嫌いでも食べるしかないですね。なんだ、やっぱり何でもできるじゃないですか、それ。
That's more manipulation than anything else.
だから何でもじゃありませんってば。そういった意味のすげ替えはとても難しいんです。きちんと舞台を整えて、よっぽどうまいストーリーを作らないとかかってくれません。暗示にかかりにくい人も大勢いますし、私にできることなんて私を疑問に思わないという暗示ぐらいです。
Oh, that's right. Miss Noel brought this up before. She said that Ciel had cast a spell on everyone at school. Something about convincing them that an unfamiliar third year had actually been here all along. In that case, Ciel's reputation as the true student council president must have been honestly earned. It has nothing to do with magecraft and everything to do with her willingness to lend anyone a helping hand.
と、そろそろ時間ですね。また昼休みに来ますけど、体の方は大丈夫ですか？今朝は随分と顔色が悪いようですが。
はい？
I look pale? That's odd. I feel like $1,000,000.
大丈夫ですよ。ちょっと寝すぎたのか、体がだるいだけで。
そうですか。頭痛の方はどうです？
I'll tell you, they're excessive.
そっちは相変わらずかな。でも今朝は調子がいいです。そもそも少しぐらい痛くてもメガネをかけていれば問題はありません。
そうですか。それを聞いて安心しました。でも油断は禁物ですよ。事件は解決しましたが、何があるか分かりませんから。というわけで携帯を出してください。
携帯ですか？
I take my phone out of my pocket. Then what a shock I see Ciel taking hers out too. Could it be?
はい、これが私のメールアドレスと電話番号です。よかったら遠野くんのアドレスも教えてくれますか？大事な話はメールや電話の方がいいと思います。
はい、もちろん。ちょっと待って。
My heart races as I fiddle with my phone. I must look incredibly lame. I'm just a small town boy at heart. I'm not used to this kind of thing.
はい、 確かにいただきました。それじゃあ何かおかしなことがあったら遠慮なく相談してください。
With one last dazzling smile, Ciel heads down the stairs. I watch her go, savoring the afterglow of our conversation. I'm still basking in my euphoria when the bell rings for her second period. By the end of the fourth period, the classroom is abuzz. It's about to be lunch, of course, but that's the least of it. The main reason is the surprise announcement that Mr. Kamokashigeru, the physics teacher, just dropped on us.
連絡があるのを忘れていました。今日の授業は私でおしまいです。校舎に欠陥が発見されたので、午後は工事のための調査が入ります。皆さんはこのまま午後2時までに下校するように。食堂は1時まで空いていますので、定期食券を持っている生徒の方は利用しても構いません。ではでは。
Apparently, parts of the school building are sinking. I was concerned at first that it might have something to do with Roa's old hideout, but he's no longer a danger. Besides, if that were the cause, I'm sure Ciel would be doing something about it. Odds are it's no concern of ours. A dozen or so students are still hanging around the classroom, trying to figure out how to spend their afternoon. Naturally, I'm one of them. Should I wait for Ciel here, or should I head to the tea ceremony room? Or should I take advantage of the newly acquired phone number? Our class's very own Sleeping Beauty, fresh from a morning spent slumped across his desk, pushing me with an ominous grin.
皆まで言うな。遊びに行こう。
また今日はえらくストレートに来たな。何か嫌なことでもあったのか、お前。
別に今日はわけもなく親友と遊びに行きたくなっただけだぜ。
He can be more suspect if he tried. Whether he's in dire financial straits or just needs someone to be his guinea pig, he's obviously got some ulterior motive.
お断りだ。どうせ約束をすっぽかされたかなんかだろう。今日は先輩と帰るんだから、お前の愚痴に付き合ってやる余裕はないよ。
先輩ってシエル先輩？
そうだけど、有彦、お前先輩のことを覚えてるのか？
何ですかそれは。先輩は俺の大本命だぞ。忘れるわけないでしょうが。
But you forgot about her before, dude. He says it so confidently, you never think he did. I guess that makes sense. Now that Ciel's returned, everything's back to the way it was. This guy included. Though according to Ciel's explanation, it seems like that would fall outside the scope of her spell.
あ、先輩だ。やっほー。
Arihiko waves Ciel over.
お待たせしました、遠野くん。乾くんもこんにちは。
Ciel gives a polite bow.
予定が変わってしまいましたけど、どうします？遠野くんはお家に帰りますか？それとも茶道室に寄っていきます？
茶道室に行きます。このまま帰ると正門でお別れになるし、今日はもっと先輩と話がしたいから、茶道室でゆっくりお茶を。
Someone grabs my shoulders and shakes me back and forth.
こんにちは。起きてますか？
It's Arihiko, of course.
なんだよ有彦、まだいたのか。
ずっとてめえの目の前にいたっつうの。そしてあまりのたわごとに覚醒したっつうの。あれだ。あんまりこういうのに口出しする趣味はねえが、今のはあんまりにもあれだったんで口出しする。
Arihiko glares at me, and then at Ciel. Ciel and I share a quick glance.
あのね、君たち、せっかくの反動をどうしてそういう風にしか使えねえんだよ。茶道室に寄っていくとか正気を失う、いや疑うレベルだからな。ここは人工失楽園、21世紀の東京だぜ。もっとマシな遊び場はあそこに山ほど転がってるだろうが。
Arihiko gestures theatrically to the window.
どこでしょうか？
窓の外は、まあ要するに外だと思うけど。
I offhandedly answer on Arihiko's behalf. Apparently that was a mistake, because Arihiko launches right into another rant.
遠野、 お前がそんなだから先輩までボケちまってんのさ。まだ昼なんだぞ。駅前なんて徒歩10分なんだ。ついでに俺たちは学生なんだぞ。これだけの条件が揃っていて、どうして街で遊びまくる企画力がねえんだよお前は。
How dense can he be? Obviously, that's crossed my mind. I just haven't suggested it because. I steal a glance at CL. She seems the type to enjoy a casual stroll around the park over some extravagant outing in town. I'm sure that if I suggested something like that, she'd just turn me down.
乾くんの意見はもっともです。遠野くんへのご褒美もありますし、せっかくなので3人で遊びに行きましょうか。
マジで。
先輩。
いいじゃないですか。たまにはこういうのも。もう何も気兼ねをする必要もないんですし、遠野くんと乾くんと3人で遊びに行くんならきっと楽しいです。
まあ、先輩がいいって言うなら俺も嬉しいけど。
はい、乾くんもいいですよね。
He's like, oh my god, she's so nice. I have no earthly idea what the expression is supposed to convey.
それじゃあ決まりですね。お二人ともお昼ご飯はどうします？お家で食べてくるか、それとも3人で一緒に食べましょうか。
いや、それは学校でいつもやってるし、外食する分の金は遊びに回そう。俺も有彦もあんまり持ってないしなあ。有彦、
俺姉貴に金借りてもいいかも。
Or not. Looks like he's got his heart set on lunch with CL.
先輩はなんか外で食べに行きたいところとかある？
食べに行きたいところですか。
Curry.
特にリクエストはありませんけど、そうですね、あまり値段が高いところはちょっと。
Anything with curry, apparently.
そっか、人よりいっぱい食べるもんな先輩。そりゃお金がかかるか。
違います。なんてことを言うんですか、遠野くんは。
The data I've collected during my time in the tea ceremony club would speak for itself, but it's probably wiser to let this drop.
いいです。私も乾くんに賛成です。今から3人でお昼ご飯を食べに行きましょう。映画館の横にある喫茶店のインド風パイが美味しいと聞いて、いつか行こうと決めていたんです。
お、アーネンエルブとは通だね先輩。あの喫茶店のマスター、どこぞのイタリア料理の達人らしいぜ。
How is Arihiko so up to date on the latest gastronomic gossip?
それでは映画館の前に30分後に集合としましょう。いいですね、遠野くん。
いや先輩、俺家に帰るのに30分かかるんだけど。
それでは解散です。遅刻者は食後のデザートを振る舞う系にします。
CL strides off towards the hallway.
おーし、盛り上がってきたなトロ。シエル先輩と親密になるチャンスは今、ただ今なり。ところで、いそう1日ぐらい遅れてくれても構わないですよ。
He's such a great friend. With that, Arihiko dashes out of the classroom. Things have quickly gotten out of hand.
いいか。
I'm still going to spend my afternoon with CL. In that sense, I'm luckier than I have any right to be. I pick up my bag and follow Arihiko out of the classroom. Huffing and puffing, I arrive at the bottom of the hill. It took 15 minutes to get here from school. I've obliterated my previous record, but it's still nowhere near enough. Five minutes later, by running myself ragged, I managed to get home in 20 minutes, but it'll easily take me 20 more to get ready and make it back to the station. Seo knows I live on top of the hill. She definitely did this on purpose.
ああもう時々思い出したように意地悪になるんだから先輩は。
tumble into the lobby and finally come to a stop. With my shoulders heaving, I slow myself to a fast walk. I don't think my heart can take much more. Besides, it's poor manners to run indoors.
シキ様、お帰りになられたのですか？
ただいま、今帰ってきた。すぐに出かけるから昼飯は用意しなくていいよ。
I greet Hisui as she emerges from the parlor and head up the stairs. Oh, really? Suddenly, without a hint of warning. My vision turns blood red. Oh crap, I fell down the stairs?
シキ様！
I can just make out Hisui's voice followed by the muffled patter of footsteps on the carpet. She's far more flustered than I expect based on her usual mild demeanor.
シキ様！お怪我はありませんか？
Silly question, Hisui. Very silly. I hear a voice by my ear, but I can't see its source. Skull-shattering agony is all I know.
落ち着いて、翡翠ちゃん。階段から落ちた怪我は軽い打撲だけよ。お医者様を呼ぶほどのものじゃないわ。それより危ないのは体の熱です。階段を踏み外したのも熱のせいでしょうから、すぐにベッドの用意をして。はい。姉さん、このことは明葉様には。このまま大事がなければお知らせする必要はありません。解熱剤は私の部屋にあるからお願い。
Hisui's footsteps recede into the distance.
四季さん、気がつかれました？
琥珀さん。
はい。四季さん、階段から転がってきたんですよ。背中を軽く打ってしまわれましたが、幸い大事はありません。ですが、熱が終わりのようですね。お出かけの予定かと存じますが、どうか今日はこのままお休みください。
Kaku takes a hold of my shoulders and helps me to my feet.
いや、大丈夫。休まなくてもすぐ収まります。ここまで全力で走ったから息が上がってるだけで。
いけません。そんな青い顔をして何をおっしゃっているんですか。四季さんのお体を見る者としてこれ以上の無茶はさせられません。
でも約束が。
お断りの連絡でしたら引き受けます。あんまり無茶するようでしたらお注射の出番ですから。
Kaku adjusts her stance ready to stop me by whatever means necessary. I hear my skull splitting apart. She's in my way. She's absolutely right. Kinda wanna be good here, but whenever the skull starts splitting, that usually means that other half of me wants to come out and be mean. I don't know. No, don't be mean. Don't let the other half get you. She's absolutely right. She's got a point. Given the condition I'm in, I wouldn't be much fun to hang out with anyway. Better to play it safe this time. It's not like I'll never see them again.
そうだね。今日はも
う。よかった。お休みいただけるんですね。四季さん、お一人で歩けますか？
いや、ごめん。
I'm barely able to stay on my feet.
あ、ちょうどよかった、翡翠ちゃん。四季さんをお部屋までお連れして。姉さん、ですが、私は。翡翠ちゃん、四季さんは病人なんですよ。困っている人を見捨てるのはあなたの性格じゃないでしょ。ええ、今日ぐらいは私が許します。ちゃんと四季さんを看病するべきです。はい、ごめんなさい姉さん。 わがままを言って。分かってくれればいいんです。それでお薬は見つかった？姉さんの部屋の薬箱は多すぎて、解熱剤はこれでしょうか？それはちょっと違う用途に使うものです。四季さんはしっかりしてますから、まだ精神安定剤はいりません。そうですね、見たところ四季さんの熱は疲れから来ているようですから、薬は私が処方します。翡翠ちゃん、すぐに行くからあとはよろしくね。
Kohaku takes off towards the west wing, where her room is.
それでは四季様、お部屋にお連れします。
With a polite apology, History hesitantly offers me her shoulder to lean on. With her help, I make my halting way up the stairs. The pained expression she makes along the way sears itself into my brain, far more agonizing than any headache. In the end, I leave Kohaku to contact CL, who by now must be waiting by the cinema, and collapse into bed. My headache won't let up. Fortunately, my fever is broken, to the point that I can hardly feel my limbs. So that's something at least. All I have to do now is lie still until my headache clears.
姉さんはマキッサ様のご好意で薬剤師としての教育を受けさせていただいたんです。マキッサ様が亡くなられる前はマキッサ様の健康面での相談役でもありました。
History, having resumed her usual blank expression, takes it upon herself to break the silence. Pain lances through my skull, like someone stabbed a knife into my temple and is rotating it like a can opener. History watches over me silently, oblivious to my agony. The knife digs in deeper. Its tip carves through flesh to scrape against bone.
四季様、まだどこか痛むのですか？
きつい。悪いけど。
はい、何でしょう？
目障りだから出て行ってくれ。そこにいられると気になって眠れない。
はい、それでは失礼いたします。
And once again, the meanness comes out.
ご用がありましたらお呼びください。
History leaves the room. I feel a weight lift from my chest. My headache subsides too. Now at last I can get a good night's sleep. An ear-splitting knock, the door opens.
失礼します、兄さん。
ああ、起きてるよ。何か用か、アキラ。
What the hell is up with that voice? My dry throat has turned my voice into an old man's croak. I don't even recognize it as my own.
いえ、兄さんが貧血で休んでいると聞いたので、様子を見に来ただけです。
Akia surveys my bedridden body. Concern is written all across her face. My headache must be making me irritable. All this fussing is getting on my nerves.
体は何ともない。看病されるほどのものでもないから、こうして一人で休んでいるんだ。お前も自分の部屋に戻れ。
翡翠の報告通りですね。今の兄さんは体はもちろん精神まで落ち込んでいるようです。ですが、食事はどうなさるおつもりですか？じき夕食の時間ですが。
Dinner time. Right, of course. It's that time of day. But I'm not hungry, and I really don't feel like eating anything.
食欲はないから、夕食はいい。いいから今日は下がってくれ。気分が悪いんだ。
わかりました。今日はゆっくりお休みください。ですが、起きていらっしゃるのなら部屋の電気ぐらいはつけてください。 暗がりにいると目を悪くするでしょ。
いいんだ。この方が落ち着くから。
For a moment, it seems as though Akia wants to say something else, but then she walks out of the room. Everyone's pissing me off today. First Hisui, then Akiha. Why are they all handling me with kid gloves? Don't they realize I'm used to this by now? It's not like I'm coughing up blood or biting anyone's neck or missing a limb. Can't they just let me deal with it on my own? That last line I thought was kind of questionable. Biting anyone's neck. Why would you do that? I hear my own teeth grinding in the darkness. I feel my own nerves start to putrefy.
喉が渇いたな。
This thirst is even worse than the headache. It makes me want everyone in the house. Oh, I don't even want to know what that censored word is. Staying awake is only going to put me in an even worse mood. Besides, the sun's already gone down. I'm not particularly tired, but I should try and get some sleep anyway. Uh-oh. I wake up struggling to breathe. Quickly, I get out of bed, change my clothes, and retrieve my knife from the drawer. There's always a pitcher of water in the dining room. I'll go downstairs and get myself a drink. I make my way to the dining room. To the dining room. It's not the dining room. It's the wrong side of midnight. The corridors of the mansion are deserted. There's no one out here to cross paths with. No one to present me with an opportunity. I chose the wrong time. If I'd emerged even an hour earlier, I could afford to be a little pickier. A scraping sound accompanies me as I walk. The scraping of feet against the floor. The scraping of someone else's feet. I chose the right time. If I emerged even an hour earlier, I wouldn't have been able to enjoy such a leisurely stroll. I drag her by the hair as I walk. Her hair, long and sleek like Akiha's. That's why I chose her. Their faces look nothing alike, but that hair is captivating. Shiki, what are you doing? Crossing the lobby, I arrive at the dining room. I release a fistful of hair. The woman flops to the ground, unconscious. She isn't dead. Not yet, anyway. Since I missed dinner, I wanted to be sure my meal would satisfy my hunger. The blood of the dead, cold and unappetizing, lacks vitality, or so I've heard. The woman's bare nape, unblemished by makeup, has the pale translucence of fine confectionery. This will do. With my knife still clutched in one hand, I lower my mouth to her neck. And then I wake up. It was all a dream. A sick, twisted dream. Gradually, my surroundings sharpen into focus. My throat feels as dry as bone. Every hair on my body is standing on end.
なんて夢を。
What the hell was that? Why would I dream about something like that? Sneaking into town, creeping up on a woman from behind, then knocking her out and dragging her into the alleyway? At least it was only a dream. If I'd actually done that, well, I really would be crazy. Huh. It finally dawns on me just how hard I'm breathing and it takes me a moment to calm down. I press my fingers into my eyelids and breathe deep. My chest is too sore for me to go back to sleep. I'll turn on the lights and read until morning comes. Then a bucket of cold water is suspended on my head. What the hell's going on here? As my eyes adjust to the darkness. And what lies within. My breath freezes in my lungs. I'm not in my room. I'm in a grimy back alley with a naked knife in my hand. And lying there in front of me is a woman I've never seen, out cold on the ground. What is this? What am I doing? Wasn't I dreaming? How can this be real? It has to be a dream. After all, when have I ever wanted to do this? Assaulting a stranger? Running my knife lovingly along the lines within her tender skin? Cutting her into pieces just to see her blood? I'd never ever. Okay, why the hell would he say running lovingly along lines? My head spins with unfamiliar memories. Red blood, warm blood, wet, thirst-quenching blood. I want nothing to do with the thoughts in my head. Yet I can't help but long to see that beautiful color again. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. The impulse pounds in rhythm of my heart. I don't understand. It's almost like I'm no different from them. A beast free of humanity and all its tedious shackles. But I remember something similar Miss Noel told me. Goodbye. I'm afraid your luck's run out.
違う。
Oh, come on. Admit it already. The real Shiki died years ago, and all that's left is a murdering psychopath. You just haven't realized it yet.
違う。そんなのありえない。
And yet, here I am. How can I explain what I'm doing now? Why, even as I'm processing all of this, am I holding a knife to this woman's throat? And last night, why do I remember gorging myself on blood?
違う。夢だ。そんなのは夢だ。だって俺にはそんな記憶はない。日曜日に何をしたかなんて。なんて。
And then I realize why something seemed off this morning. Why it felt like there was a hole in my brain. For the entirety of Saturday and Sunday, 2 whole days, my memory is blank.
あれ。
Scouring my memories, I find that I have some faint recollections of Saturday. Sunday, however, is gone. There's nothing left. How long has it been happening? All of Roa's hosts think they're normal until they turn to someone else overnight. How much time have I spent as someone else? The woman's eyelids flutter. Her consciousness stirs. Oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no! If she wakes up and sees me, it's all over. I can't talk my way out of this. My only choice is to use my knife and dispose of the evidence, or my life is over. God damn, man. My knife moves of its own accord. No, stop! I don't even need to see her lines. If I do this, there's no going back. Why hesitate, after all? I'll forever be. This won't be the first of what you've cut now, will it? Something less than livestock. My fingers are paralyzed. I can't move them one way or the other.
誰？
Shiki, don't kill her. I hear the woman's voice. A moment later, she registers the knife at her throat. Her cry is drowned out by my own. I scream and scream like a broken siren. I'm at a full sprint before I even realize that I'm running. My fingers are trembling. My head is filled with white noise. But I managed to move my feet before I moved my hand. If she had been the one to scream first, then it would have been a very different story. Fear. I feel fear. Colder and more visceral fear than I've ever known. It's coming. I feel it looming over me. However far I run, I'll never escape the terror of my own self. Diving into my room, I try to lock the door behind me. My hands take hold of the metal handle, but it just spins uselessly with a rattle. I feel fear. If I can't lock this door, something will get in. Something beyond my comprehension. The door. I have to lock the door. I can't let anything get in. I can't let anything get out. But what is it I'm afraid of? I don't know. I don't know, but I'll continue fighting with the lock like a madman. Only the doorknob is turning, not the lock. My fingers are clenched around it and won't let go. I turn it manically. Rattle, rattle, rattle. The noise pierces my eardrums and scrapes against my brain. In a sudden rage, I drive my knife through the wrist of the hand, fused to the doorknob. What the? Why? The rattling stops at last. My hand slips on the knob. I can't get a hold of it. This route is a lot more darker than the Arcoid one. I break 3 fingers before I realize it's pointless. Before I realize I'm done for. My other hand refuses to let go of that knife, so I'm never gonna get this door locked. Seeing no other option, I stab my knife into my palm to make a socket. Ah, it worked. Giddy at my success, I press the hole against the lock. What a rush of agony is so hilarious, I think my mouth might split from laughing. The metal slots into place. I twist my hand, giggling deliriously. The lock finally turns. There, a job well done. I can't stop giggling. It's making me thirsty, so I try to break through the door to go to the dining room. But it won't open. It won't open. It won't open. So I do the only thing I can. I press my bloodstained palm to my lips and gulp down the warm red liquid oozing from it. Why, dude? It tastes disgusting. My throat is still human, unequipped to handle the viscosity. I lock eyes with the stranger reflected in the window. He's at once the happiest and most wretched creature I've ever seen. That's when it sinks in. It's all over for us. Well, this has been very lovely. The hours flow thick, hot, and slow like molten metal. I am more surprised no one woke up in the middle of the night to him doing all this. I can't bring myself to look at my bloody right hand. My broken fingers reset, the blood flow stops, and the wound closes. The regeneration is so unnatural, it's hard to believe my own body is responsible for it. A bestial panting fills the room from wall to wall. I still haven't slept a wink when the sun rises. My head is throbbing. I must have dropped my glasses at some point during the night. Now I can't find them. It's strange that I've lost something so important. But that's always the way with important things. The room is covered in clusters of lines so thick it makes me want to vomit. Overwhelmed by nausea, I decide to cut them all and be done with them. It makes me feel a little better. Every time something falls apart, the pain eases slightly. But the more I cut, the fiercer my craving when it returns. Yeah, we're gonna need a triple girl team right here of Hisui, Akiha, and Kohaku. I know now what it is I crave. Everything. I want everything. Everything I see fills me with rage. It's all so unsightly. What meaning is there in living and propagating when your end is assured? When you are bound by such obvious constraints? Ill-conceived. Pathetic. Everything I see disgusts me. So I close my eyes. But all that awaits me in the darkness are memories of how it felt to kill. The feeling of a hard, spotless blade. Becoming one with soft, pulsating flesh. The mental trauma enough to cripple a higher mammal's wits. The repulsive sensation so sickening I want to bite off my tongue. the despair at having fallen as far as I can't fall. Once this feeling has been known, it cannot be unknown. And to damn me further, my first partner was exquisite beyond compare. The excitement I felt as I carved Arkway into 17 pieces is permanently seared into my mind. Digging my knife into her flawless body, cutting through the inhuman blaze of her life, far greater than her vessel of flesh could contain, that moment of perfect ecstasy was my ruin. It wasn't her body that was broken then, but my brain. I want to destroy something in its prime. I want to kill something brimming with life. Part of me knows it's wrong, but no taboo can restrain this urge. My arousal is burning me from the inside out.
シキ様、起きていらっしゃるのですか?
Oh, he's more than awake, Hisui, you should see. A woman's voice comes from the other side of the door. The sound of it fills me with terror.
シキ様、着替えをお持ちしました。お目覚めでしたら鍵をお開けください。
Open the door. Open the door and let inside? I can't let that happen. There's no telling what I might do. By hiding myself away and curling up into a ball, I've only barely managed to contain my urges. If I were to let something in, something so easy to... then...
うるさい、俺に構うな。
I yell with all the strength I can muster.
シキ様、体調が優れないのですか?
Oh, he's more than unwell.
構うなって言ってるだろ。いいから一人にさせてくれ。
If she opens the door, if she comes in, I know I'll do something that can't be undone. After a short pause, I hear footsteps recede. They fade quietly away, down the hallway. I'm safe again for now. I can't... anyone, if there's no one around me to... That thought brings me some comfort. I need a distraction. Maybe I should try reading that book. It's not here. From biographies written in a variety of languages to ships' logbooks detailing the voyages of past travelers, the sunroom has no shortage of books. More than enough to pass the time, even if they aren't exactly stimulating. But no matter how hard I look, I can't find the one I was reading. Ah, your other self must have thrown it away, or hid it. Where could it have gone? In mounting panic, I try to picture the cover of the book, but my memories come back empty. Wait, now that I think about it, what was it doing in my room in the first place? It had no title, no author, no publisher to speak of. It was just a long, bizarre story about a long, bizarre life. I searched the bookshelf. Since it's on the table, maybe I put it back. No, it's not there. But shouldn't there be a gap on the shelf where the missing book would go? Then why did the spines form one perfect unbroken row? I'm drawing nothing but blanks. I can't remember where my book fit on the shelf. I can't remember pulling it down or opening it. Come to think of it, was it ever really there at all? If you're ever turned into one... A grating female voice whispers in my ear. The book I found. The story it held. I read it to pass the time when I couldn't sleep. But what if, all along, I really was asleep, and simply dreaming that I was awake? Yourself, cry and scream like a miserable wretch, blubber pitifully that you don't wanna, as you slit your own throat. So it was all just a dream. But I don't dream. Even if I did, why would my subconscious get any kind of material? I'd never seen any of those things before, so they can't have been my dreams. You just haven't realized it yet. But then, what were they? How could I be dreaming someone else's dreams? The real Shiki died years ago, and all that's left is a murdering psychopath. No. No. No! My memories are just muddled, that's all. I gave in to my urges once, but Arcway was special. Different. Otherwise, I could have kept them under control. I'm not crazy. I'm not. Ciel's finally back in my life. I can't afford to go insane now. But that's how it always goes. All of Roa's hosts think they're normal until they...
黙れって言ってるだろ
How's no one hearing this? My breath comes in ragged gasps. The touch of the sunlight fills me with fury. My throat is so dry I might go mad.
シキ様、何をしていらっしゃるんですか？シキ様。
You better stay out there. A woman's voice comes from the other side of the door. I don't know how to answer. The right words won't come. All I can think about. Oh hell no, we are not killing Hisui. All I can see is myself growling and screaming as I surrender to my impulses. No! Don't surrender! No! And... Something's wrong with my head, so I smash it against the wall. Again and again, until it feels like it's going to split open. But the thought of cutting to pieces just won't go away. Ah, now I see. This impulse trying to bend my mind to madness. This helplessness as my identity and memories are slowly twisted to a new purpose. This fear as I watch myself turn into something else. This is him. This is Roa. Someone knocks at the door. I can't open it. If I do, there's no going back. Those dreams must have been the previous Roa's memories. The final days of some unknown soul who tried to hide themselves away only to succumb to murder of their own parents and transform their hometown to a necropolis. There's nothing I can do. Not even suicide would be the solution. I truly have no way out. These dreams have taught me that. I've seen what my predecessors saw, felt what they felt. So I know that even if I were to kill myself, only I would die. Roa would live on, with full control over my body. And that would only make the coming nightmare worse.
シキ様、開けてください。シキ様。
A woman's voice comes from the other side of the door. It's a familiar voice, but the words it speaks sound like a foreign language. She sounds so far away. Only a single flimsy wall stands between us. But I might as well be on the moon hearing her shout to me from the earth. The hour hand creeps past 10. Finally, she gives up and leaves. Multiple women take turns knocking at the door, but I ignored them all. 12 p.m. I'm starving, but I can tough it out. I lean against the wall and wrap my arms around my trembling body. 2 p.m. I'm so thirsty, I could die. Time has started to flow strangely. Sometimes 10 minutes pass by in a second. Sometimes a second drags on for 10 minutes. Stimulants pump into my bloodstream. Impulses fire off in all directions. My body brims with energy while my mind atrophies. 4 p.m. More knocking. A voice calls through the door. I can't tell who it belongs to. I can't even recognize the name they're repeating. 5 p.m. Steadily, darkness creeps in. 6 p.m. 7 p.m. 8 p.m. He just destroyed his whole room, man. Look at that. Holy hell. Someone's here.
シキさん、夕ご飯を持ってきました。朝から何も食べていないのでは参ってしまいますよ。